Hey, hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. It's Sunday fun day because I have too much fun in here with y'all. Y'all know I can't do a segment without my water. I'm waiting on a couple people, a couple more. I just realized I forgot something, so hold 1 second. You like that? All right. Hey. So, as promised, today I'm making a meal that my family actually digs. Most people that I know love pasta. But the thing about pasta is that it's so full of carbs. And the thing about the carbs is that, carbs are not bad. All carbs are not bad. But typically the white pastas that we will eat are like simple carbs. So that's what makes you crash real quick. So you get that sugar high and you crash. And then you also feel bloated and just all types of stuff. So it's just not good for you, as good for you. So I saw this recipe before talk about making spaghetti squash. I'm like, spaghetti squash, what's that like? How can you get a squash to be like spaghetti? So hold on, so let me get started and then we'll keep on talking because there is a little prep. So this is a spaghetti squash. For anybody who's never seen it before, it's not your regular yellow squash that you would see or a zucchini squash. This is the spaghetti squash. And if you hear, it's pretty hard. So what we're going to do is make our spaghetti in this. Now the first thing that we want to do is microwave because we're going to cut this to open it. So basically you're going to have two spaghetti bowls at the end of this. So let me go ahead and microwave it. I'm going to microwave it for about 4 minutes or so just to soften it a little bit, make it a little bit easier to cut. So I could have done it before we started, but I wanted to talk to you all about it and show you what I was doing. So let me go ahead and throw this in my microwave. All right, I'm back. So now, let me tell you my story on spaghetti squash. So, like when I first started, I guess as a young adult, I guess you could say in my 20s, I would always watch cooking shows and try to get ideas on different meals to make, yada, yada, yada. And I think one day it had to have been like Rachel Ray or somebody, and she kept talking about how she loves zucchini, she loves squash. She kept calling it squash. That's the word. She kept calling it squash. I love squash. I love squash. It's so easy to cook. It's quick, and you just eat it. Da 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 da. Now, mind you, I'm straight out of college. I don't know real food. I've been eating hamburger helper and macaroni and cheese and box mashed potatoes. So I don't know about real food and definitely not buying vegetables and all of that because who could afford that in college? And I had a young son. So I go to the store and I buy squash. And I see Rachel just cut it and bake it. And she ate it like it was the most delicious thing ever. So I get home and I'm cutting it and I realize like this is not as easy to cut as Rachel's, but whatever. She said that we're going to be able to eat it. I cut it, I baked it, and it was the hardest shit. Hey, Timmy, my sister. So it was the hardest, it wasn't disgusting, but I cooked it wrong. I had a butternut squash that is a hard shell like the spaghetti squash that I have in the microwave right now. So I should have done what I'm doing now. I'm ready to just took the insides out, but I learned that. But then once I found the spaghetti squash and found the recipe, I was like, okay, I'm going to try it. So while that is microwaving, so this is the theory. I've done a few things with it, and I'm going to show you a couple ways that I do it. One is to just eat it inside of that shell and just make it your own little bowl so you'll clean up as quick and easy after you eat dinner. Or sometimes I'll take it out like when I'm doing for meal prep like I'm doing today, and I'll take some for lunch or just save some for lunch tomorrow. I'll take all the spaghetti out and put it in a container just like spaghetti. So for anybody who's just joining, oh, by the way, for anyone who's watching now, please let me know where you're watching from. Drop your name and your city in the comments. And anybody who's watching on a replay, please put replay, hashtag replay. in the comments, and Terry said, "Hey, I'm on break. Oh, my sis came to see me on break. I love you for it. Make them coin. Don't mess up your coin." Oh, and if anybody can hear it, today's music of choice is reggae. Anybody who knows me knows that I love me some reggae and some reggaeton. So right now, I don't know if you can hear it, but we got Bob singing Three Little Birds. Give y'all a bit of it. Alexa, volume 4. Y'all hear that? Alexa, volume 5. As I told y'all last week, I learned I have to be gentle with Alexa because she gets a little sensitive if she thinks I'm talking too loudly. So, since this is just like spaghetti, I don't know about you all, but when I cook my spaghetti, I do my meat and my sauce together because I like for that sauce to get all up in that meat because you got to have flavors popping through everything. So, I told you all in the post yesterday that you all can use ground meat and all that. You can, but as you all know, I'm pescatarian. I do have my ground meatless crumbles, but I decided since we are doing pasta today, I'm going to use my meatless meatballs instead. And the crazy thing about this, and I'm looking over there because my baby boy is home from on spring break right now, so he's in the other room. And he may be listening, he may not be. He's a teenager. Hey. He said he heard it. But these are vegan. And the first time I made these, that's my song. I made it for my other son and his girlfriend. And I've also made it for my husband. And nobody knew that they were meatless until I told them. So they taste really good. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to start my sauce. And I'm just going to cook the meatballs in there because they're already frozen and pre-cooked. So all I'm going to do is put my sauce in my pan. Now, look here, for you you originals who be like, oh, jar sauce, blah, 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 blah. Remember, we are talking about how to make good meals quick, fast, and in a hurry. Now, if you want to make your own sauce, then go for it. But guess who ain't going to do it today? This good. Now what I do, even though this is a tomato, onion, and garlic sauce, I'm still going to add a little more seasoning to mine just because that's what I do. This is my song. Can y'all hear that? And I'm just using oregano, Italian seasoning. Probably put a little garlic powder in here. And just because I like a little kick, I'm going to add, and I hope my son isn't listening again. Spice it up. Alright. Let me get my what? My wooden spoon. Hold on. And, I don't know if you heard it, but my spaghetti squash is ready to be cut. If y'all don't listen to music while y'all cooking, I don't know what y'all doing. I don't know how people cook without music. I really don't. My kids laugh at me sometimes because I've been here having my own little concert, club, dance party, all of that good stuff while I'm in here cooking. But I feel like when you're having fun, makes it taste better, and store my love into my food. So like I said, I'm just throwing my meatballs in the sauce, and I'm going to let that cook down into itself. So, spaghetti squash out of the microwave. See, it has like a little soft spot from it being heated up. So now we're going to get this ready. Get this out there. All right. So it's real simple. Now I'll tell you this, just be honest. I microwave it so it's not as difficult to cut, but it can still be pretty difficult to cut. And I found sometimes one side ends up bigger than the other. I can't say that I always get it right down the middle and even, but I try my best. So let me attempt to do this. And you want to get a good, there we go, one on the angle already. A good, thick, strong, do y'all hear that? Man. Hey, Alexa, volume 6. This is my song. Hey, sweet action. When I was in college, I listened to this song so much. Y'all see, not it was rough. It's that little tip part. So I'm gonna come around a different way. Hey, you call me on the phone. Ugh. This is the hardest part, I promise. All right, open. Whew. All right. So you see that once you get it open, have a little seasoning. It look like pumpkin seeds, but they're not. So all you're gonna do, we're gonna scoop them out, and I'm grabbing my garbage with my foot, so I don't have to touch it. All right. So just getting a big spoon, scrape it out. That's all we're doing. See that? See how easy? Now you see how it's already shredding. Once it's cooked all the way through, that's how it's gonna shred up all the way through. Hey, Baba. Welcome, Baba. Where are you watching from? Put it in the comments. Let me know what city you in. So all I'm doing is scraping out these seeds. Hey. Y'all gotta forgive me. Because when I say this is my jam, y'all have no clue. It was on repeat. And if my roommate from freshman year was on here today, she was on here, I think, last week, she would tell you I wore the song out. She was so tired of it. So all I'm using is a regular baking pan. You can line yours with foil. I typically would, but guess who ran out of foil today? So what I'm going to do is I'm using a little bit of olive oil just to coat it a little bit to provide that moisture and also that steam that we're going to need. And it helps the seasoning stick a little bit better. Now, I told you I like to season my stuff, so we're going to season the mess out of it. So don't be afraid. Now, I tell people, too, if you're afraid to get your hands dirty while you're cooking, I don't know what you're doing. Sometimes your hands just work better. Now, have I done it where I used the brush before? Sure. Renee, I do have too much fun. You see my shirt, Sunday Fun Day. I have fun in here. I have fun cooking. I have fun talking to y'all. You know me, Renee. I like to just have fun. And Renee, you know this your song too. Jamaica Man. All right, y'all know I gotta wash my hands. Hold on. Now I don't mind my hands getting dirty, but I sure can't keep them dirty. No, son, ma'am. All right. That was quick just because it was just oil. All right. So the seasonings that I'm using, of course, again, because this is an Italian. See, this is why I can't have music, because I can barely talk because I'm too busy singing and dancing. This Italian seasoning. Tell me if y'all can hear my music and if y'all dancing with me. Yeah, a little bit of oregano. And y'all see, I like to season. Because I like for my flavors to come through with every single bite. And this is cooking into it. You got my garlic powder. You cannot have any type of Italian dish without garlic. Hey. And it's crazy. Renee, you think I'm having fun now. I have to remember that I'm on camera and I can't really get into it like I want to. All right. So I also love Mrs. Dash is my boo. She is my BFF. I have so many different types of Mrs. Dash. So I'm just using a table blend. What I like about the table blend, it's more like a peppery base. And I told y'all I like spicier food. And it adds a better pepper taste than just the regular pepper. All right. And then I also just use my original blend because I like the flavor. All right. So it's seasoned up. All right. And that's it for that. All we're going to do, and if you all can see it, let me scoop this over, is I'm going to place these face down or open cut side down, because what's going to happen is the reason why you want them to go face down like that, cut side down. Okay, now I'm getting loud. Alexa, volume 4. But the reason why we put it down like that is so it's creating a dome. So it's in the oven and it's creating a steam. So that's what's going to help it cook through with it down like that. We're not roasting it. If we were roasting it, then we'd leave it open up. But because we wanted it to cook like pasta, we need it steamed up, cut side down. Renee says, I've never roasted my squash. I've always microwaved, but I like this way better because you can season squash. Exactly. I love doing this just because it's so quick and easy. Let me stir up my sauce real quick. So, for anybody who's like, why should you just put those meatballs in that sauce? Reason being, the heat from the sauce is going to cook the meat anyway. And I told you all, I like a lot of seasoning and flavor. So, doing it this way actually cooks the sauce into the meat. Because I do the same thing if I'm using, like when I would eat ground turkey. I would ground up my turkey first, and I would season the mess out of my turkey, of course. That's not, because I mentioned too about bringing minced garlic. But if you are, oh yeah, that's a tip. If you are going to brown your meat instead of just using like my meatless meatballs that I already have, if you are going to brown your meat, do your seasonings with your meat. That's where you use your minced garlic, your oregano, your Italian season, all that stuff up into the meat. And then when it cooks up, and if you're using fattier meat, you may have to, hey, Lynette, you probably need to drain your meat and all that. But then once you drain it and put it back in the pot, then I put it in a pot. Instead of the pan, I put it in a pot with the sauce and let it all cook in together. So that's what I like to do. Now, Krystal trying to step up her game, and it's like a almost real cooking show, because guess what? Krystal made a few. Oh, Bob didn't do it, y'all. He only did one of them. Bob, I was about to call her Bob. Alexa, volume 6. But I made some ahead of time so y'all can see what it looks like when it's done. Yeah. Yes. Woo. Y'all see that? So I'm putting it in my oven. My oven is only set at like 375 because we want it to slow cook with the steam. And I cook it for about 45 minutes. As you can see, hey. Alright, so you see how it is cooked through. See that? So I'm about to flip it so y'all can see how it looks. And I tell y'all this thing gonna be hot. So let me get some forks. I don't know. So I'm gonna flip this so y'all can see what it looks like. Y'all see that steam come through there? Ooh. Now, y'all see that? Tell me if you can see it. Put one in the comments if y'all can see that steam rising out the spaghetti squash. Let me know y'all can see me. I know I gotta clean up a little bit. I got a little seasoning on here. Hey. Alright. So now I'm gonna show y'all how we get this into spaghetti. It's so doggone easy. Now, like I said, it's hot. Now, if you wanted to, like I said, this could be your bowl where you don't have to do anything but put this on top of your plate. But you see that? Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Look at that. Y'all see it? Look at all that steam. Oh, this is going to be good. So even though it's hard when you cook it, like honestly, the first time I did it, I was skeptical. I was like, there's no, hey Tanya, there was no way I thought it was going to turn into anything that was spaghetti-like. So I'm literally just going around. Tammy, it is delicious. All right, hold on. Alexa, volume 4. So, like I said, I've done a few things with this. Like for me, Sometimes I won't put anything, because I honestly just started using, hey, is that my Simca? Hey, Simca. I've done it before. I went through a phase where I wasn't using any meat because I just was put up on the meatless meat that had the, well, let me take that back. I knew about it, but I didn't have the nerve to try it until recently. So I started trying and I added it. Then that way you really feel like you're eating spaghetti. You see, I'm keeping it in here just like a bowl. So what I do is that once my sauce is done, I'll just pour it in here and mix it up. Yeah, Renee, Alexa likes to kick it. Man, Alexa have fun. I don't go nowhere without my dog on Alexa. But yeah, so I will just pour it on top of it. So some of the things I put on, like I said, today I'm just doing regular sauce with a little bit of some meatless meatballs. So I'll just pour it directly in there. Or something else I've done before, other things you can do just to add to it. I've done chicken before to make it like a chicken parmesan. I've done, like when I bake them. So that's the other thing. Oh, y'all ready? So this is what else you can do. What else I would do is after I put my sauce in here, I don't do it too much because I tell you I don't eat a lot of dairy. I stopped, honestly. That little boy that's sitting in the other room, after I had him, my body didn't too much like dairy. So I stopped eating a lot of cheese. And then, of course, I was trying to lose weight because that boy, he had me nice and thick after I had him. So I was cutting out as much fat and calories as possible. So I don't do it with cheese too much. But what I would do is, with theirs, I would put the sauce and all that stuff and mix it up, and then I'll sprinkle it with cheese and throw it back in the oven. I did try it before, and it is fire. Renee, you said, how many do you make to feed the family? This is everybody, and that's the great thing about it. It's an individual serving for each person. So one spaghetti squash would be enough for you and Cal, and then for the kids, just make so like for me and the family, when it's all of us here, I'll just get 2 spaghetti squashes. And to take they're not expensive. I think I paid like $2 per squash or something like that. So it's not bad at all. Always spaghetti is affordable. The next thing, I came in late. What's the seasoning? It looks good. So let me walk you through what I did on that. So it was real easy. I cut the spaghetti squash in half, scraped out the seeds, and then I used a little bit of olive oil, and I rubbed it through the top of it and on the inside. And then I used oregano, garlic powder, just a regular table blend, some Italian seasoning. I like a lot of seasoning, original seasoning, and then just for a little bit of kick, I put a little crushed red pepper on it. So Renee, can you eat the skin? No, girl. This is like a shell. Now you know what? I've never tried it. If you want to go for it, but to me, it's like this. Like, see how I'm doing it? It reminds me of like a banana, almost. So you probably wouldn't want to eat that at all. It's not like it's not like a zucchini squash where you can just eat the whole thing. If you just try to cut this and eat it, that's what I said. The first time I ever tried to make squash, I thought I had zucchini squash that I could easily just cut, throw it in the oven, roast for a few minutes, and then just smash. And I made a mistake and bought, I think it was butternut squash, because that's hard, like the spaghetti squash, and it was not good at all. So, no, you just make it right. And that's the cool thing. That's what I say, by the time you're done, and it's so funny because, like, I love watching the family the first time I made it because I was nervous. Oh, my God. You know how kids and the family just be period. You change something, and if it's a healthier version or anything modified, they look at it with a side eye and they're skeptical. But when I say this is a hit, son, do you agree? Is this a hit? Huh? Alexa. Yes. Alexa, volume 2. So, son, you don't got to come on camera. Come over here just so they can hear you. See, my son has an aversion to the camera.
Son has a name.
Well, my son, Freddie the Third, he does not like to get on camera, but he's as cute and handsome as he can be. You're my little understand. So, what's your take on the spaghetti squash? Can y'all hear him? Let me know. Type 1 in the comments if you can hear him. But go ahead.
It's good.
For real, son?
What? It's good.
That is a teenager answer.
What? It's good. What do you want?
The first time you had it, were you surprised? Like, do you miss spaghetti?
Tastes like spaghetti.
Did y'all hear that? He said, oh, okay, thanks, Tammy. Love you. Go make those coins. So he's saying it still tastes like spaghetti, but you don't feel half as bad as all. Thank you, sir. Hey, David. Go. He's gaming, y'all. He mad because I pulled him away from his game for half a second. Sorry, son. Love you. Alexa, volume 4. All right. So that's it. Now, if I want to, because this is basically cooked up and done, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make one just because. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all what I do and how it looks like spaghetti for when I want to take it to work. So wait a second. All right. So I'm gonna do it 2 ways. So I'm gonna use this one since I already cut it up and it's cooled off a little bit. Still a little hot. And I'm literally just scraping this. Oh, can y'all hear that? Yes. Hey. See, I can't put radio on here no more. Well, shoot, I dance with all of them. I was about to say it's making me dance too much. But last week, I was in here tired. They messed around and played New Edition. I think it was Any Heartbreak or something. Had me in here doing the whole doggone routine while I'm trying to cook. So you see, I'm just scraping this out. Hopefully y'all can see that real good. You see how I softened it up? So I'm just getting me. Look here. People don't. People laugh. They're like, I'm such a. I don't know what to call it. I go through phases where it's like, I'm like, I don't want to eat that 'cause it's not healthy, blah, blah, blah. But then people who know me know that when I decide to eat, I smash. Like, oh, it ain't even pretty. It ain't pretty. So with this one, especially with my healthier foods, I want it all. Y'all see I'm scraping a mess out of this because I want all my spaghetti. Now my doggone stomach growling doing this. Woo! It is time to eat. But I'm not going to eat this one today. Not right now. This will be for lunch tomorrow. All right. So I took my spaghetti out. That's the thing. So, all right. Let's talk. This is a more flavorful spaghetti because I can't even describe the flavor that has to it. But it's almost like a little sweet. Can't really describe it, but it's so good. All right, so this will be the one for lunch tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead. Woo, still hot. So for anybody who just got here and missed the reveal of the other one, that's how it looks, and it's still steamy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Cooked all the way through. And no, y'all, like you supposed to be showing me how to do this. I already put the other ones for the show in the oven. I made these ahead of time just because I figured you all would be curious to see what the finished result would look like. Because just coming on here and saying, hey, put it in the oven, yay, you're done. You know, you may not know exactly how it looks and what to do with it after. So that's why getting my Food Network on by preparing some ahead of time, like I'm on doggone a cooking show on a morning news segment on Good Morning America, and I gotta let them taste it. So I did a couple ahead of time. So like I said, so I actually have enough for 4 people, but there are only 2 of us here right now. So that means we got double. All right, mix that up, and simple, easy peasy. All I'm gonna do, my sauce basically done. Like I was telling everybody, what I did was just, oh, this smells good. Wow. Yeah. All right. So I don't eat anything with fish. I'm a pescatarian. So I actually tried these meatless meatballs. And all I did was, instead of cooking them first and then putting them in a sauce, I cooked them into the sauce so that they are full of flavor as well. Get my ladle. All of them. Ooh, yeah. Yup. And I know now. Y'all see that? And y'all see how it's just its own gold. So when it's time to eat, now I may as well plate one. And you can use a plate, or sometimes I'll just use a big old bowl. And just put the whole thing in there. And that way, cleanup is super duper easy. So this is for dinner. This is for lunch tomorrow. Same thing. Now, for anybody else who came in later on, again and again, for anybody who's watching this on replay, please type replay in the comments. But what else you can do if you like baked pasta and baked Parmesan, stuff like that, you can sprinkle some cheese on this. Throw it back on a roaster pan. Throw it in the oven for about 5 minutes and let that cheese melt into it. Because my thing is this. Even though I don't do a lot of cheese, because again, I try to reduce my calories and my fat intake. The thing about it is that because I'm not eating pasta, I've already reduced my carbs, my calories, my fat, all of that, because I'm not using regular pasta. Putting a little add-in doesn't make me feel bad, because I don't put cheese on regular spaghetti if I was to have it. But now I don't feel as bad if I did add it on here. But again, I just really don't. But it is good. And for me, I like it spicy. I added a little bit of more crushed pepper. I tell you, you can't go wrong with crushed pepper. I'm one of those people. I put crushed pepper on my pizza. Any chance I get, I will. And thank you, David and Renee. You are right, Renee. It is absolutely yummy. Delicioso. So that's it. So I put the ones I'm making, these will probably be for dinner later, extras. And I'll let them cook for about 40 minutes. So yes, LaShawna, spicy wins all the time. The spicier the better. So what questions or anything do you all have for me? Because we're done, and today we did it in like 30 minutes. Again, it's not about spending a lot of time in the kitchen. And I just made 4 meals for me and or my family, depending on who's all here. And it took 30 minutes to do this. And even with the prep, it's just like 10, 15 minutes. And then once it comes out of the oven, you just shred it up and add it. So, yay. Yay, Lynette said that she is going to make this. It looks delicious. A new take on spaghetti. Exactly. That's what I like about it. It is a very different spin on it, but it's so good. I tell you, I ain't gonna lie. I was nervous the first time I did it, because I was like, no, that's them vegetables. That ain't no spaghetti. But yes, it is delicious. So, questions, comments, feedback, anything before I let y'all go. I've been doing better with my shows not lasting over an hour. Lynette, I just used a regular round spaghetti squash. That's all it is. And the cool thing about it is that they come in different sizes. So now my boys are older now. They're teenagers, which means they eat. So I don't have to get different sizes anymore. But when they were small, when I first tried it, it was cool because I can get a smaller one for them or even for me. And then a larger one. So like if I got the large one, my husband and my older son would share that one, and I would share the small one with the younger one, because you get 2 meals out of one spaghetti squash. So yes. Oh, okay. So LaShawna said, any suggestions for meal storage if I want to make extra for the week? So that's why I use this. So this is my storage container. So that's why if you're going to store this, great question, and thank you for asking it. That's why I put it in here, because I've never tried it, but I don't like the idea of storing the shell and all of that. That's why I just go ahead and take it out just like regular spaghetti. Like you would store it just like you would spaghetti. So yep, simple, easy peasy. Thank you for that question, LaShawna, because you reminded me. I was supposed to talk about that. So Exetta said, that's a cool name. Exetta says, I need to try this. Yes, ma'am. So for any of you, when you try it, make sure make a video of it. I want to see your review, what you think about it, and post it. Tag the page. Come on over to the Fitness is Not a Game Facebook group if you're not in there. And I talk about it every week just because I love that group so much. It's fun but supportive at the same time. So, maybe I'm a little biased, but I'm not. We have a good time, and we like to share thoughts and tips and things that I call it creatively borrowing. So when somebody talks about what workout they're doing or whatever food they're making, healthier spin on something, we always share that stuff. So yes, when you make yours, please make sure you let us know about it either by tagging the Fitness is Not a Game page or coming on over to the group and tell us about it. And if you come, bring a friend. You know, everybody needs to be on a healthier lifestyle, so don't keep all this knowledge to yourself. Yeah. Hey, Anita, I didn't know you were on. Yes, the meatless meatballs are actually pretty cool. Like I said, I've made them, and nobody knew that they were meatless at all. Nobody was like, this tastes funny, this tastes different. What's that different thing? They smashed. Not do mean smashed. And I was like, okay. And then I tell them after, and they were like, I didn't know. So, Renee, zucchini boats. Okay, so Renee brought us some. Renee, you tell them some of my secrets. You've been on my list. I will do zucchini boats probably in a couple weeks. Yeah, that's one of my favorites too. That was one of our favorite vegetarian meals because my husband went through a phase of trying to go vegetarian. So we started doing. He went for a while just consistently, but then we were doing like meatless Mondays. But because I didn't want to be that person who had to make multiple meals, so I'm making meals for me and him, making meals for the kids, blah 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 blah. Look here, I didn't grow up that way. If you ain't eat what mama made, then you ain't eat, or you make your own. So I had to find things that everybody in the house likes, so I didn't have to modify the meals. And those zucchini bowls, Renee, are the business. And I don't know what you put in yours, but I'll show y'all what I put in mine. So yes, zucchini boats will be on deck soon. So I thank you all for spending part of your Sunday fun day with me. I had a ball as usual, and I got it done in about 30 minutes, even with my chit-chatting. So like I said, my other zucchini boats should be zucchini boats. Now, Renee, you got me talking about zucchini boats. But my other spaghetti squash should be done in about 15-20 minutes. And I just take those out cool and let them do the same thing. So, all right, y'all. Thanks again. We'll see you next Sunday. Same back time, same back channel. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to make yet. I have some ideas. Because I sort of want to touch on a food that people tend not to like to eat because they don't know how to cook it right. So I want to, I want to show you all what I do with that. That's okay. Lynette, stop apologizing for coming in late. It's all right. You say you're probably not the student with all the last minute questions. No. So, hey, the meatless meatballs are just, let me see, just some frozen ones that I got from, I think I got these from Aldi, probably, because y'all know I love me some doggone Aldi, so more than likely that's where I got them from. But I was at the when I went to Target, they have them too. So the brand, I've tried many brands of meatless meat, so you'll see something that'll say like this one, it just says earth grown, but you can find one that says like whatever the meat is, it'll say Beyond Chicken, Beyond Beef, or whatever, Beyond Turkey, Beyond Pork. So you can find those. I saw those at Target today. Can y'all hear my song? Alexa, volume 6. My bad, y'all. Y'all know when I hear my songs. But yeah, Beyond, and then also Gardein is another. So I'll show y'all some other ones I have. Hold on. So this is my Beyond Chicken, but it's actually called Gardein. So this is my chicken, like chicken strips I use for like fajitas and stuff like that. And I actually use some chicken strips with the wraps I made a few weeks ago. And then these are my meatless crumbles, beefless crumbles. I was actually going to use these at first today, but then when I saw I had the meatballs, I was like, why not put that? Because I can save these for my tacos and stuff like that. So since I was making pasta, that's why I used the meatballs. So, all right, Alexa, volume 4. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I told y'all reggae come on. This different type of Krystal that comes out. But anywho, I am done for real. If you all have any more questions, comments, let me know. If you're watching on the replay, You can still add your questions there because I'll still come through, read through them, answering your questions, or you can hit me up on the inbox. So, all right, y'all, have a wonderful Sunday. Have a fantastic week. And I will see you all next Sunday where we will make something else fun in the kitchen. So, Lynette, you are absolutely welcome. Love you all. And have at it. All right, y'all. Bye.